Peace be upon you. Today we are going to address a common claim made by certain Christian missionaries, such as David Wood. They call it the Islamic Dilemma. Their argument goes like this. They say the Qur'an affirms the Torah and the Gospel, but Muslims claim these books are corrupted. If the Qur'an affirms corrupted books, then the Qur'an itself is false. And if the books are not corrupted,
then Islam is wrong because Muslims deny their current content. At first, this may sound like a strong argument for those who are not versed in Islam, but when we carefully examine the Quran and Islamic scholarship, the so-called dilemma falls apart. 1. What does the Quran say about the previous scriptures? The Quran mentions the Torah, Injil, and Zabur. It acknowledges that Allah originally revealed these books to prophets, such as Musa, Moses, Daud, David, and Isa, Jesus, peace be upon them. But the Quran also makes two important points. Original revelation was true. The original message given to those prophets was guidance and light from Allah.
Later alteration by humans. Some of the people who received these scriptures changed them, distorted words, and even concealed parts of the message. For example, in Surah Al-Baqarah 2:79, "So woe to those who write the scripture with their own hands, then say, 'This is from Allah,' to exchange it for a small price." 2. What does it mean that the Quran confirms previous books? The missionaries misunderstand the Quran when it says the Quran confirms or affirms the previous revelations. The Arabic word used is musaddiq, meaning confirmation of the truth that was originally revealed, not a blanket approval of every text that exists today.
Even more importantly, the Quran describes itself as muhaymin over the previous scriptures. Surah Al-Ma'idah 5:48. "And we have revealed to you the book in truth, confirming what was before it of the scripture, and as a guardian, muhaymin over it."
The word muhaymin means criterion, protector, overseer. So the Quran confirms the truth still present in previous books, but it also exposes and corrects the distortions. 3. Understanding tahrif, or corruption. Muslim scholars explained tahrif in two main forms.
Tarif al-lafzi, textual corruption. Words were changed, added, or removed. Tarif al-manawi, interpretive corruption. The words remained, but their meanings were twisted. This means, yes, the Torah and Gospel contain traces of divine revelation, but they are mixed with human additions and wrong interpretations.
The Quran came to distinguish the truth from falsehood. 4. The false dilemma. So the Islamic dilemma is based on a misunderstanding. The Quran does not say that today's Bible is fully preserved revelation. It says the original revelations were from Allah, and it confirms their true message.
At the same time, it warns that parts were altered, and the Qur'an is the final, pure, and protected scripture that judges between them. Therefore, there is no contradiction at all. The real dilemma is not for Muslims, but for those who ignore what their own scholars admit, that the Bible has gone through centuries of editing, translation, and human influence.
Conclusion. The so-called Islamic dilemma collapses once we understand the Quran in its own words. The Quran honors the prophets and their original revelations, but it exposes the corruption that entered later, and it presents itself as the final preserved guidance for humanity.
Far from being a problem for Islam, this is actually a sign of its truth. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Don't forget to like and subscribe.